This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. I'm Matt Martin. Sitting in with me is Matt Crow. We're going to go straight to the phones with Congressman Arrington. Congressman Arrington, how are you doing today?
The Matt Show.
It's the Matt Show, Matt and Matt.
The Matt squared.
Two Matts, no waiting, Congressman.
I'm gonna refer to you as Martin and Crow, so that I know which one I'm talking to.
That'll work.
Good morning, and happy early Thanksgiving, and God bless West Texas.
Well, thanks, Congressman Arrington. I have a question, and this is something that I've kind of wondered. Is there anything that the House can push through and get through the Senate that they haven't already done? I mean, can you make Washington work fast enough to push anything through before the Democrats take over?
Well, if we had the new senators in place, which we would have loved to have had when the House passed the Obamacare repeal, I'm talking about the full repeal of the regs and mandates and taxes. Remember, John McCain put his thumb down. We had one vote. So if we had the new senators over there where we have an improved position, we could get that done. I'm confident because we were just one vote shy. Can we get anything done between now and the end of the year that was meaningful? You still have to negotiate because of that stinking 60-vote rule in the Senate with Democrats. So, we're going to get a farm bill through. That's the most important thing. And it's going to be great for farmers and ranchers. It's going to be great for rural America. It's unfortunately not going to be very strong, I think, on the work requirements and the welfare reform. But the reality is, if we don't get it done, we give it back to the Democrats to restart it in the House. That would be that'd be a disaster.
So the Democrats apparently are going to have control of the budget then, the new budget.
Well, we've already negotiated and it's already been signed. The appropriations for most of the agencies, defense would be the biggest one, and that's where I think we did the most good in terms of making the investment to rebuild the military, which it needed desperately. Now you've got Homeland Security, which is the one that's outstanding. That's the one the president's threatening to shut down the government if he doesn't get the money for the wall. Obviously, I'm all for giving him full funding of the wall and other measures to secure the border. And we'll see how that plays out, but that's one of the big outstanding issues in the lame duck that will be worked on.
Okay, so it looks like, it may not happen, but it looks like Nancy Pelosi may end up being the Speaker of the House. There's apparently a call from both Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other people to create a new committee. They call it the Green New Deal Select Committee. What exactly is the power that they have to just create committees like that? Do they have the ability to do that?
They do, Matt. And this is a majoritarian body. All you need is 50 plus 1, and you own the agenda in the House. And there's a lot you can do with it. Now, fortunately, the Senate's going to be our backstop. And I've heard about committees that Maxine Waters, for example, is going to chair the Financial Services
that's
Committee
scary.
in the House. That's really scary. But here's the good news. We reformed and repealed part of the Dodd-Frank, which if you ask community banks, they'll tell you it was meaningful reg relief for them. And our financial systems are going to be better. Our consumers will be better off. And there's no way the Senate's going to allow them to roll that back or to repeal the work we've done. So it's a lot of form over substance. These committees that are basically designed for socialist experimentation are going to be more talk than anything as a way of outcome affecting the American people. We'll just have more to demonstrate the contrast between their big government socialist policies and the policies that we put in place that are giving us an economy that is booming and where jobs are plentiful and wages are up and and things are looking hopeful for the first time in over a decade.
Yeah, I know it's not just Texas, but Texas has the lowest unemployment rate since numbers have been counted in the states. So it's pretty impressive.
The metrics are powerful. It's undeniable. The free market pro-growth policies we put in place are working, and it's not. Again, I tell people, don't give me high fives and chest bumps on account of this economy. It's just getting the government off the backs of the job creators. I mean, that's the beauty of what we believe in terms of our sort of ideology and philosophy on governance, and that is more freedom, more empowerment of our job creators and our people and our communities and our families. That's the magic that has made America the great country we are, and that's all we did. And we're going to fight to oppose anything that would do any harm to at least what we've put in place today.
Okay,
and then try to get the reins back so we have control over the future.
Okay, Congressman, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break so we have some time to talk about the problems with the GI Bill. So we'll be right back in a minute to talk about that. I'm Matt Martin. Dave is on vacation right now, but sitting in with me is Matt Crome. We're talking to Congressman Arrington. Congressman Arrington, one thing that your guy, I think Alex, sent me was about these GI problems, and I read through this article, and it looks like this is a big deal. I mean, you're talking about veterans that aren't getting the funding for their GI bills for months.
That's right. Well, you've got GI Bill recipients who receive a housing stipend. One of the changes in the new GI Bill that we passed, which was, by the way, the largest expansion of the GI Bill in a decade, about 30 some odd provisions. One of them was that their housing stipend would reflect where they take the majority of their classes, not where the college resides. It was a common sense fix, but the VA can't implement it. And I've had 3 oversight hearings to stay on top of it, and they told us they'd have it in place. Basically it processes the payments so that these guys get the about average of $2,000 a month for living expenses. It's rent and food on the table. Some of these guys, they're living paycheck to paycheck to go to school, and they count on this. And anyway, it has just been an absolute cluster. And it is more confirmation that the bureaucracy is the biggest barrier to serving our veterans. I mean, we've passed 30 bills that are veteran-related, 80 out of the House, 30 that are now law of the land. 2 of the bills I introduced were helping our disabled veterans and our rural veterans. And but it's not worth it's not worth any more than the paper it's written on if it can't be executed upon and implemented by the agency. And in this case, they're failing to do that, and it's causing real problems and real burden during the Thanksgiving holidays for our veterans, unfortunately.
So I'm looking, they said that the claims backlog peaked September 14th with 207,000 vets awaiting benefits. And of course, that's at the beginning of the semester. When the new semester comes up, and if they don't have this software problem fixed, are we going to see that peak again, jump way back up?
Yeah, that's the problem. It's gonna collide with the spring semester, and they're making some headway. Okay, to give them some credit, but it's also cost $4 million in overtime, and there's still a backlog. So, what I told them is you feel powerless because we beat on them essentially in an oversight hearing because I can't fire them and the vets can't go to another VA. They've got a monopoly on this, and these guys get paid whether they serve the customer or not. So it's terribly frustrating, and I hope President Trump. I went on Fox News. I'm going to go tomorrow on Fox News, and I hope he hears me. Because I love this president. I want him to be successful. He has got real problems over there, and they've got to drive hard to bust up that bureaucracy so they serve the veterans. That is at the heart of most of our problems.
Oh, so one other thing I noticed on this article was that you actually agreed with Beto O'Rourke. Did that scare you a little bit?
Well, look, I'm in all candor. The two bills I passed were introduced with Beto, and they're good bills. And that's the beauty of the Veterans Affairs Committee is that, we check our partisan cards at the door and we just say, what's good for the veteran, what's good for America, and we go to work. So, yeah, I mean, look, he's got radical, as I said in his last week, this was our last subcommittee hearing, and I thanked him for being my ranking member and working constructively with me. And while we have wildly different views of the world on most issues, on veterans, we've come together to do right by our heroes, and I'm proud of that.
Hey, Congressman, real quick, I was glad to see that we have another Bush 43 alumnus in a senior position in the House, Congresswoman Cheney.
Oh, yeah, me too. Liz is going to be great, and, she's a pro. She's been around her mom and dad, both very smart, very strong, courageous people, and she's been a defense hawk, and she's pushed really hard. She's been a leader for our conference before she got the chairmanship, especially on funding the military, because they've just been wiped out, $200 billion over the Obama era. But, yeah, I'm very pleased, too, Matt. I helped her. I supported her. They call it whipping for votes, and she called me and said, would I help her? And I said, give me my list. I'm ready to go to work. So I think she's going to be great for the conference, great for the cause.
All right, Congressman, thanks for giving us a call. We got to go to break. You have a good day.
You guys too. Bye-bye.